Welcome back to another episode of Meant to Vent Podcast News. My name is Jaime, and if you're new to the channel, what I like to do here is give my thoughts and opinions on trending news around the globe and connect them to conspiracies, because it's pretty easy to do. I mean, we've been, crazy world drama just spiraling out of control on a daily basis. I mean, and it's pretty easy to connect the dots sometimes. And if you're new to the channel, I appreciate if you would hit that like button, smash that subscription so you don't miss an episode. Well. The World Economic Forum has started coming back into the limelight a little bit. I know it's hard to, find out, being that the files have been kind of swarming the media right now. But technically, they took a little dive and they were a little quiet when Trump got back in the office. That one Schwab guy kind of took a little low key and took a backseat role. And it almost like this place was like a college for like evil leaders. It's like a college for like world leaders or something. Like you go there and you become like this shady world leader of some sort. That's what it seems like. Or it's like one of them like secret societies, but like out in the open. Like you hear about the Skull and Bones and like all these guys, like you don't know who's in it, but then they all come out and they all get like these politician jobs and like jobs of power, right? But this one seems like the WEF is like just like this like open to the public secret society. Like you come there to, it's like world leader school. And they always come out and they're like, oh, they came from the WEF. And we're like, oh, that explains a lot. That explains a lot.
It's a big club, and you ain't in
it. But back on their website back in the day, they warned us on this website or stated on there was going to be a practice scenario about a lockdown scenario if we was, dealing with a pandemic. And then, like, it really happened on there. It's really creepy. And then they talked about attacks to the power grid. There was an episode of Candace Owens where she spoke about, this one's still out there. They're talking about this power grid could still happen, this attack on the grid. But lately, they've been talking about, that they want to use and attack our water next, which has my attention. Like, what? This, University for World Leaders or this School for Evil Villains, are talking in this like speech. It was almost like a World Economic Forum rally or something. Like they're all in this, talking together in this like TED Talk for evil leaders, future evil leaders. And like, they want to talk about the water, and they brought up the water like numerous times in this scenario where they were saying that, water is, everywhere, and people need water and the importance of water. And it's like, they're talking about this stuff, and I started getting a little nervous.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
And so there's some straight, there's a lot of crazy things that happen in Texas. Shout out, and my prayers go out to everybody out there dealing with those crazy storms and people that are losing family members and everything. I hope everybody gets okay and hope things get under control over there. But apparently a story came out before these floods happened in Texas, and that a person got caught on film. Now, I don't know if I have the clip or not, but there was a person, they were caught on film and they were spraying these chemicals, which they were using it to kill an invasive species of plant in these like marshy lands or somewhere in Texas in some lake or something. I think it was called Lake Cato, Texas. And apparently when they sprayed these chemicals, some of the workers got sick using the chemicals, and people were going there finding dead fish everywhere and dead animals and dead wildlife, supposedly connected to this chemical they're spraying in this water.
Not cool.
Then people are, being silenced from talking about this certain thing. And then the floods happened. And I don't know if that was, part of it or anything like that, but the floods happened. Now people started talking about the floods. And like I said, I hope everything, gets better out there for everybody. But on this website, they were really talking about, and in this meeting, they really were adamant about talking about our water supply. And I really like to connect the dots to conspiracies and things like that, like I said. But there's an article where it says there's some states, in numerous states like Connecticut, Massachusetts, Ohio, that are going to start spraying this same chemical in their lakes and waters to us allegedly get rid of this other invasive species of plant out there as well. And I'm fearing that it could also hurt the wildlife and ecosystems of places like that as well if they're going to be spraying this chemical we should be really concerned about something like this. And that's pretty scary. And apparently it's EPA approved that these people are going to go into other states and just start spraying this chemical that could be really hurting people and animals out there, to wildlife. Which also brings me back to the WEF scenario where they're talking about the water and how they said that we'll get everybody's attention with the water. Let's take a look at this clip.
We solve that? Like, did we actually manage to vaccinate everyone in the world? No. So highlighting water as a global commons and what it means to work together and see it both out of that kind of global commons perspective, but also the self-interest perspective, because it does have that parallel. It's not only important, but it's also important because we haven't managed to solve those problems which had similar attributes. And water is something that people understand. You know, climate change is a bit abstract. Some people understand it really well. Some understand it a bit. Some just don't understand it. Water, every kid knows how important it is to have water. When you're playing football and you're thirsty, you need water. So there's also something about really getting citizen engagement around this and really, in some ways, experimenting with this notion of the common good. Can we actually deliver this time in ways that we have failed miserably other times? And hopefully we won't keep failing on the other things. But anyway.
That's kind of scary. Like, they said they failed at getting everybody jabbed. And they're not going to fail at this one because everybody knows how serious water is. Like, your kids are going to get thirsty when they're playing, right? I mean, you're going to get thirsty when you're working, right? And so that's a little concerning. Like, they're spraying all these chemicals in waters, in fresh water, and all these different waters and water supplies. And I mean, it kind of creeps me out in a weird way because I feel like that puzzle piece is falling together in a weird way that maybe people are going to start getting sick from the water. Like, we should start paying attention to our water a little more. Because this apparently is it's already happening. These things have been they've been approved, and I guess they're already going into effect. I mean, they don't really tell us when they start these things, do they? They just kind of start doing it. And this is something I believe we should also pay attention to. And, you know, we should start as communities around everywhere you live out there, people from your areas and our areas, when we find out about these things, we should try to find a way to get together and unite. Maybe sign petitions or whatever we could do to put a halt to some of these chemicals. Maybe we should get more information on some of these chemicals. You know, I know they're on the verge of, you know, doing this thing for the food, but I mean, they're already, you know, say that fluoride's bad for the water that we're drinking all the time, and they're starting to try to get rid of that. But what if this stuff starts popping in the water and we start getting affected from this? I think we just got to really protect these things and really start looking out for one another out here, because things can get pretty sketchy in these you know future years to come out here. And you know, I got your back if you got mine. Well, my name is Jaime, and this has been another episode of Meant to Vent Podcast News. Till next time, see ya.